Hello, Dragon Warrior Randomizer fans. Welcome to Game 2 of our round of 16 match between DK9146 and Arn Polly. My name is Shift4. We have our stream coming to you thanks to Kamion Renikai. And tracking for us tonight, RG365. And I am pleased to be joined by Hoodie Two Shoes. Hoodie, how are you this evening, and what do you think of our starting loadout?
Doing pretty fantastic here. Two wonderful racers in Arn Polly and DK9146. Should be a fantastic matchup. DK up 1-0 in this series, and it's going to be move on for him if he wins. Arn Polly needs to win to force a game 3, and we're starting with 8 strength and the spell of sleep. 8 doesn't give you a lot of options, but a fair amount, and sleep, sometimes you can pull a little bit above your weight class with sleep, depending on what's out there.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see them slowly hack away at things that are sleeping for them. I know last race it was interesting. It was a little back and forth. Arn Polly found a couple of interesting grinds that worked out well, and DK kept getting ambushed by blue dragons. How do you feel about the chances of this hitting a game 3?
It really just depends on the seed and the circumstances that these runners find themselves in. DK, very strong runner. Going to be tough to take it from him, but you never know. And Arn Polly also very strong, undefeated up until this last game against DK. So we're going to have to see what we get in these starting chests here.
Yeah, really impressive pairing, and I agree. I'm interested to see what's in this treasury. Do we have a pretty vanilla start again? Wings.
We're going to get to keep a key.
Yeah, thank you, Wings.
So starting with the fairy water as well, a lot of times you might see the racers just look for something and they're both actually going to go. No one's going to cheer, or no, Arn Polly, excuse me, seeing the chat there with Cheerno. Arn Polly is going to go in and save here, maybe check the treasury, and also be able to reset in case the fairy water doesn't work out.
I think that's probably the decision I would have made. It's cautious, but it makes a lot of sense. We'll see if Arn Polly is rewarded with something interesting in the treasury.
Yeah, definitely could be something worth, either you get a free key and something else, or maybe something like the sword and the armor. There's a token. I don't think that's worth sacrificing the key. I missed what DK found in the tablet cave there. And there's the armor.
This trade seems fair. I wonder if, it looks like Arn Polly is also willing to go out of here with this trade taken.
Looks like DK got an herb in tablet, and Arn Polly for now has decided to keep the situation, keep the armor, lose the key. So do believe that is a sack decision there. And we'll have to see when DK ends up back in the castle. Probably right here. It's gonna
be right now.
Yeah, he'll probably save, and we'll see what his choice is, if he's willing to give up the key for the armor as well.
Arn Polly having a look at that loadout to see what is this armor going to do for us.
Be interesting to see if DK clocks the armor and maybe elects to check the basement as well, because you never know what could be down there. You might find another key. Maybe it's grave down there. You find a key in gold. You could come back and buy more keys, and we'll just have to see if he ends up making that play or keeping the armor immediately as well.
Yeah, the wings start is a very fun one, and Arn Polly has used this armor to get a ghost that gets 12 attack, 5 agility, 11 HP, 4 MP, and a heal.
Yeah, that's really great. That attack power really kind of gets you out of jail there. DK electing not to check the basement right now, just going to get out there and look around in this plains zone. Gets a red slime, so definitely a killable enemy unless it has hurt more or big breath.
Arn Polly already finding a poltergeist and looking to try and take that down.
Poltergeist is never an enemy you really feel great about fighting. It has pretty high HP, defense, and dodge stats for the amount of XP that it can give, but it would be enough to get the next level here for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have preferred to see one of those warlocks that came up on DK's side that DK was not able to take down.
Yeah, Warlock still might be a little too soon for the Warlock. Have to see. Might be able to get one down, but we're going to see level 3 here right away with this Poltergeist kill for 6 strength, 4 agility, 3 HP, 12 MP, and return.
And Draki is trolling DK with some heal mores on the other side. We have another Poltergeist on Arn Poly.
Yep, so DK about to get that 12 strength boost and get to level 2. Whereas this Poltergeist would be level 4 here for Arn Poly. Needs 35 to get to level 4. Oh, Draki with hurt more.
Wow, it casts like 5 heal mores and then finally hurt mores in. That's rude. We do have Arn Poly hitting level 4 with 14 more strength, 7 speed, 1 HP, and 3 MP, and a couple of utility spells in Return and Repel.
Yeah, Stop Spell and Repel, both very helpful to get. Stop Spell could be what you need to fight an enemy or stay alive in certain situations, and Repel, always something that you're looking for in this randomizer. Being able to repel enemies and move around is essential.
And there is that Warlock that I'm sure Arn Poly is very happy to see. Now also checking out Tablet Cave.
Yep, gonna find out the news about the herb down here. Might be able to use it effectively, but definitely not the enemy or the item you're hoping for down here in Tablet, especially without outside.
And especially since you already have heal, it's kind of a troll item to find, but it only takes a moment. What, like 30-something seconds in and out?
Yeah, we'll have to see if DK is gonna go after this Poltergeist as well. Looks like he is. He's gonna sleep it first.
That seems like a bit of a that seems a bit ironic to be putting a Poltergeist to sleep. If you think about what a Poltergeist is.
I don't know the deep lore on Poltergeist. Oh, going to use the fairy water there on the Poltergeist, gets it down. Is the Poltergeist associated with sleep?
Yeah, so it's kind of a household ghost that makes a bunch of noise and keeps everyone awake.
Oh, that's funny.
We have level 5 on Arn Poly's side after another Poltergeist. 2 agility, but 23 HP and 12 more MP are huge.
Yeah, and the spell of Hurt More as well is the biggest. So earlier you were asking, like, you know, what is it going to take for Arn Poly to tie this up, and something like getting to Hurt More a little bit ahead of DK. It's not too far ahead, so we'll have to see. But if Arn Poly can use this Hurt More effectively, could be a good way to get out to a bit of a lead.
Yeah, that's a spell that's an absolute game changer. And with those good exploration stats of the HP and MP, I think we're going to see what's out there.
We will have to keep in mind that Arn Poly did give up the key in order to get the armor, and DK is likely going to grind until he has 85 gold. Knows that he just needs to buy the 1 key to be able to get more gold and the armor. So we'll have access to keys once he, gets that 85 initial investment.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. We'll see how long that takes, though.
Ooh, and Arn Poly deciding not to hurt more the first gold man of the seed. It's always good luck to hurt more your first gold man.
It's okay. We'll see who ends up getting the shift blessing, which is the first to be killed by a stone man.
Oh, okay. Well, we've seen the Staff of Rain cave here on Arn Poly's side. It looks like it was just a little bit north of where we started. Magic Wyvern, a wonderful enemy to be hurt-moring.
Yeah, that's a beautiful find right now. 83 big experience for level 6, and level 6 has 3 power, 2 HP, 18 MP. No spells, but a lot more MP if we find a refill.
Yeah, also missing agility there, notably, so still at 30 at level 6, but level 6 is pretty low. You got hurt more, you'll be at level 7 soon, so hopefully they'll get some more of that coming.
Took me a moment to realize they have no fear of the swamp thanks to that Erdrick's armor, while Arn Poly has no fear of the swamp.
Yeah, DK soon to not. Maybe got the gold here, looks to have it, is heading up that way, so very soon DK will also be in the same situation, so we're at the point where DK has gotten 85 gold, is a little bit behind on XP, but once DK gets up to 82, we'll have hurt more as well, and be off to the races, but with keys. And if that's going to be important in this seed, if Rim is hard to get and there are no loose keys on the world, could be something that's relevant.
And another Magic Wyvern takes Arn Poly all the way up to level 7, which had a really nice boost of agility and some MP as well.
Yeah, also
heal more.
And here's a green dragon. It looks like Arnpoli is going to get for 135. So definitely getting some good kills with the Hurtmore here in the Magiwyvern and the green dragon and things like that. So Arnpoli is utilizing the spell to his advantage for sure.
Yeah, the seed has delivered up some very Hurtmoreable enemies. All we need now is an Axe Knight, right?
Yeah, even these mid-game enemies like a Druid Lord at this stage are still very valuable. So good things to be able to hurt more. The Wizard is not something you really want to see. We've got Swamp underneath start. Let's see, definitely not going to check the spike, but this is another thing. There's Axe Knights in here. What if there's an Axe Knight on the spike and DK gets to hurt more and is able to just grind there forever? That could be another thing that could be a deciding factor.
Yeah, there's always the possibility to just do a whole lot of your grind before you do any exploration, because we already have Hurtmore and Erdrick's armor. That's basically the materials you want for your grind.
Yeah, and with the swamp being locked underneath the castle, we'll need a key to get in there. So if there's something important, or if if it's 2 continents and the main continent doesn't have a lot on it, that could be another advantage. Or we might just see Arnpoli find a key right away, and it won't matter at all that he gave it away. So we're really just going to have to see. But as the time goes on, until DK gets hurt more, Arnpoli is doing a great job of extending that XP lead.
Yeah, and that's really the difference, is that key, because Arnpoli is taking this Death Warp back to Tantagel, but it just has nothing to do except go exploring, really.
Yeah, and as Beta's pointing out in chat, having access to the armor really makes exploring around while trying to get experience a lot better, because the healing that you're getting is extensive and it doesn't use your MP, so it can be a lot more efficient out there in the world.
It's true, we're Hurtmoring and we're heal walking. And we are taking down an Armored Knight, which is level 8 for Arnpoli. And that is another 15 power and 53 hit points, along with some agility and MP. Radiant, another spell that isn't that necessary, but that's a lot of HP.
Yeah, these stats are certainly coming. Looks like that was a gold chest in the Stones Cave for DK. DK did get to level 5 and get hurt more here, so we'll have to see how this goes. Finds a town, 2 towns as well, so DK has gone the right direction. Rim seems to be pretty close to home, so Arnpoli will be able to get that key without too much trouble. Just needs to go, I think, east, potentially.
Yeah, I believe it was east. It's interesting to see the Twin Cities. It would have been very funny if those were Hawksness and Cantland.
Yeah, so at this point, Arnpoli looking to be in pretty great shape with the early XP lead, and no real punishment for giving up that key early.
Well,
Here's
this is
Garenham as
very
well.
Interesting. Yeah, this Garenham find might matter.
DK picking up a hand axe, likely to rest at the inn, or maybe, yeah. And then go check behind. We'll see what the cave is and the 3 chests here in Garenham.
DK needs to find some sort of progression that Arnpoli has missed here. Because Arnpoli's already at level 9 after another night. 7 power, 6 HP, 3 MP. Not a lot happening with that level, but that's more strength.
DK, a noted non-dragon scale buyer, getting rewarded. There's the sword in the back of Garenham, so that is something. But you're going to get keys before you find this if you're anyone, so.
He bought a hand axe to spawn the sword.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like we got Grave underneath Garenham as well. So, again, should be a location that Arnpoli finds. It just needs to go east from the castle and commit to it, I believe. And yeah, this is right here. You just go east of this for Arnpoli and you get the stuff.
Exactly. Hey, it even gave extra gold in case you didn't have gold for keys. That's not east.
There it is. That's Rim in sight for Arnpoli. So we'll be able to get access to the keys and then the back of Garenham with the sword and the grave, which DK is currently diving. So Arnpoli maintaining this XP lead. The stats being so big mean that it might really come down to finding the plot items here. because this XP lead might not be as good for Arnpoli as it could be if it's not that hard to get to Ghost at. So we'll have to see.
Absolutely. Plus, we don't know what grinds are out there yet. There could be a really good one in Swamp that's very close to the start.
But both players with keys now, so we'll have access to whatever the Swamp Cave provides in terms of grind and potential location routing.
DK, however, cutting into that XP lead a lot with double Armored Knights in a row, bringing DK to level 7.
Yeah, but the resource is looking pretty low, so might be destined to die. It's going to use the repel here and just try to keep making it down to the exit, or maybe just going to try to die in here and get a gold grind going and get a silver shield.
Yeah, we saw some very good equipment in the shops, but of course shields are the only ones that matter because we are double air dripped already.
Yeah, I have to imagine that this is what DK's doing. He got the top chests, he's not going to dive right now, doesn't have outside, and is going to get about 15,000 gold and get 20 extra defense, which will help a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. We'll see if this gold grind ends up cutting into this lead a little bit. And there is the sword for Arnpoli.
Also equips the dragon scale, you'll love to see it. So yeah, about a 600 XP lead right now for Arnpoli. Maybe a little bit of a map exploration that DK hasn't seen as well. But at this point, that's mostly the situation. Things are fairly close.
And with the game already gifting us Repel, Silver Shield becomes that much more useful.
What was down here? Herbs? Oh, a ball of light. So lovely to be grinding balls of light. Yeah, I bet that those are herbs. Something along the lines.
It is kind of funny, some of the stuff that happens with the extra chests.
Yeah, the names from the glitch chests are quite fun. So we are off now, and it's really going to be a lot about finding the right things and who gets the best grind. Because the 600 XP difference right now is, it's something, but it's not make or break in terms of this seed with still 2 plot items to find and a bunch of map unseen.
Exactly, that could be 4 grind fights, and it's not like their speed of exploration is that much different right now with the 2 level difference.
DK is successful in purchasing that silver shield, gonna have that extra 20 defense for the duration of the game, so that feels pretty good.
Yeah, this is finally something that's clearly in DK's favor, so they both have stuff going for them now, and there's a lot of race still to go.
Yep, and we only know of one spike right now. DK has seen the swamp cave underneath, but we don't know what the spike is. It's underneath Tantagel. So we'll have to see if either player goes and checks that at some point, because if there's an Axe Knight there, it might not be a bad idea to, just get the agility up, and then you can kind of repel the world when you're looking for the stuff, but we'll just have to see.
What are these stats? That's another 10 strength and 15 HP. We're at 146 HP at level 10, so I think every key item is now good except the flute, maybe, because Death Necklace seems like it's going to be a useful find this seed.
Yeah, it's wild. The only thing that's not rising is the agility, which makes the silver shield purchase better. The lower your agility is, the better the shield is, and also the higher your agility, the better the shield is. It goes both ways.
Yeah, because once you get up to the high 80s, you're repelling a lot of things that you just don't want to see as you're wandering around.
Yeah, so DK going to pick up that 53 HP level at level 8, and then going to get even more there at level 10. But really, it's looking a whole lot like you got to just get to the stuff and then find some kind of a grind to get to what the go level might be, and probably be prepared to have low agility, I think, is something you're going to have to be prepared for.
Agree, and with agility being the choke point, that silver shield matters even more. So right now we're looking at a very even race.
And DK picking up the stones here in the mountain cave, which Arnpoli is about to get as well, is meaning that there's even less to get. It might just be a race to the harp in the trade-in caves and Charlock at this point. So we're really going to have to see how this shakes out. If there's something that's going to make them not able to go for a while, maybe the stats just don't grow, or everything's really far away that they still need. I don't know, but this is shaping up quick.
Yeah, stones for both players, clicking in the background by RG. Interesting, it's an interesting disparity that we have here. There's XP on one side, there's DP on the other side.
Yeah, so Arnpoli has stretched the XP lead to about 1100, 1200 now, which is pretty significant, but again, depending on what the grind is and how far away the needed things are, that is not the most extensive of leads with Hurtmore and the sword available.
And the HP keeps coming. There was still more HP at 11, so we're up to 149 now. Oh, an herb, just what we're not looking for.
I mean, the stats are looking pretty go-ish. You're just going to have low agility, so it really does look like a mad rush to get to the stuff. Like, you could maybe justify going at level 11. You probably want more XP just because it's not hard to get 3,000, and you're going to be wandering around, so you're going to get extra XP, but this is really in DK's favor in terms of being behind on XP, because it might not, like, there's a very feasible situation that Arnpoli hits a go level and still needs to walk around the world and not fight stuff.
Alright, Demon Knight's an enemy we haven't seen yet. Let's see if finally there's an enemy that has something that's going to cut through this armor. Oh, not yet after that excellent move.
I mean, with the amount of HP that they have, and heal more and everything, I don't think that they're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, even something with DL2 is not that scary, unless it also has some hurt more resistance, or is hard to run from. Everything's hard to run from with this agility.
Yeah, it's going to have sleep, I think, to really, cause them to have some fear.
Yeah, that's true. Something with a Wombo would be an interesting find. Certainly could swing the race a little bit.
Arnpoli definitely in a good position, though. The XP lead is important. It's just not... it would be much more important if it was a seed where the stats were low. The stats being go adjacent right now really is not in favor of this XP lead right now, because there's still potentially so much of the map we need to go to, and that essentially guarantees that, DK is going to get to the go level before the homework is done.
Absolutely, and we'll see if DK ever wastes time with that far north section from Tantagel, maybe ends up back at the castle return at some point. But right now, DK's going all the right ways, and finding exactly his favorite place in the entire world.
Yeah, and if we ever do get agility, the extra defense is really going to help DK keep the riffraff at bay in terms of repelling. We've got Cole on Arnpoli's side, though, so Arnpoli doing a great job. If there's a harp here, Arnpoli is looking really, really good.
Arnpoli not finding a large shield. I think a large shield would have been a big deal for Arnpoli right here, but takes the small.
And gets the harp in cold. This is really important for Arnpoli. Just needs to find the trades in Charlock and get potentially only a couple hundred more XP. Yeah, chat saying that DK saw Cole, but didn't see it. Like, it was on his screen, but might not have seen it. So we'll have to see. That could be really bad if DK writes that area off, because that is the last thing that's needed. Outside
That's
of
a hilarious little desert spot.
Yeah, just one little desert right there. This might be
Looks
it
like
right
the
here.
desert tile from Zelda 2.
Yep, and
Here's DK getting Cole.
DK gonna get that harp, so it's really just a mad dash to trade in your stuff and go into Charlock, really.
Yeah, it's all to play for. They do have to find Charlock. I don't think we've seen it.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that the trade-in caves in Charlock are still outstanding, as we have a green dragon spike on the swamp tile, which again, gonna be important, but Arnpoli is the first one there, so gonna only extend this XP lead. We'll see what 12 has.
Maybe 12 has not a lot, which would be nice for Arnpoli. 2, 4, 6, 15. That MP. Wow, we're getting a lot of Healmores.
Yeah, now you'd be at 133 with the Death Necklace, potentially still getting doubles with 12 Healmores. The agility is bad, and I think that since you still have to get stuff, you still get the XP since you're only needing, 4175 or 4125, excuse me, to get the level. But you could go feasibly and win. It's just about that low agility is the big problem.
Yeah, the dive is really frightening at that point. You don't know how many resources the dive is going to eat. You probably have what it takes to kill the Dragon Lord, and we did finally find Charlock, but Arnpoli hoping for a large shield here.
I am talking about the Death Necklace, so they do not have it, so they would have to just grind to get the stats, or they'd have to go keep looking, potentially wasting time. So that is a notable thing. I'm talking about the Death Necklace like it's in play, but it is not currently in play.
True. They might have to take a gamble on Charlock to see if it's there. That's certainly a possibility with all the chests in Charlock.
Yeah, now that you have all the stuff, the question really becomes, as we see the Rainbow Drop trade-in on DK's side, do you continue to look in locations or, try to seek out the coordinates or fight? I mean, if you're in Hawksness, you probably fight the enemy just to fight it. But, how hard do you try to find the Death Necklace? Or maybe do you just make a cheeky check for it when you're diving Charlock, but try to have enough stats to be able to win without it?
So we have our coordinates, 32 north, 39 east, thought I saw, and yep, RG confirms that for us. I mean, it looks like Arnpoli is looking for the Death Necklace, considering he's checked his stats like 7 times or so.
Yeah, I mean, with the Death Necklace, this is definitely a winnable level. It's just all about if the 51 agility allows you to make it down with your resources. So, very reasonable to go after what could be the Death Necklace here. It could also be the flute.
Arnpoli finding the first barrier at 15 north, going east and trying to get to those coordinates. Not that easy to count 71 steps, but not that bad. Or 70 steps.
We've seen that Cantlin is very nearby Charlock, so if you need fairy water or herbs or anything, it's going to be a pretty convenient location. And still a pretty, 1,100-ish XP lead for Arnpoli here. But again, level 12 is potentially winnable, and DK's not very far away. If DK is the first one to get the harp traded in, could be in a position to just get another level and maybe win without the Death Necklace or something like that. Or maybe even find Hawksness on the way to the trade-in cave and have the Death Necklace there.
Arnpoli gets the flute on the coordinates. That was a really fast count. That was really well done by Arnpoli.
Yeah, that's good news. But it is all, I guess, time-sunk time, unless DK also elects to do it.
There are multiple things that Arnpoli's done that DK still might skip.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. It's only 27 minutes into the game, and it's already feels like they're just a step or two away from diving for the win.
Yeah, it looks like you might get to go to bed early tonight. This is a quick seed.
And there's a cave here. I'm not sure if we've seen this before for Arnpoli, but this could be the... I know that DK saw the rainbow drop, but if this is the harp trade, that's fantastic for Arnpoli.
Yeah, I think he saw this very early in the seed and is now going back to it.
So I'm going to be ready to trade in for that rainbow drop and enter Charlock. We'll just have to see if Arnpoli is going to head back to that green dragon and pick up another level or two before trying to go in.
Both of them still just kind of obliterating everything in their path as they're exploring and trying to get all of the homework done. I think a lot of this has come down... Sorry, go ahead.
No, just the XP is still very valuable.
Agree, and a lot of it has come down to what they're seeing as they're wandering around.
The agility's still really the big issue, because if you run into armored knights and red dragons, they don't have to have anything special to cause you a big problem at 51 agility. Even with the mercy rule and 155 HP, if you run into enough of them, you're going to run out of resources because they're going to mercy rule you or 3 run block you the majority of the time. So it's still a questionable thing at 51 agility.
Yeah, and the more often they're casting Hackmore, the worse it is for you. We haven't seen anything like a stop spell that we'd be happy to see, or like a weak breath that we'd actually want to see at this point. All the endgame enemies are just casting Hackmore.
Yeah, I think we did see a red dragon on DK's side. I'm not sure if there was anything special about it. We have seen armored knights as well, yeah, so I don't know that anything is looking particularly alarming.
And with the XP lead almost closed and the exploration lead sort of still in Arnpolly's favor, this is this is an interesting ending to look forward to.
Yep, DK might be heading into the swamp cave now. Nope, just going home and heading elsewhere.
This is probably going to be DK's trip up to the trade-in cave. Meanwhile, Arnpolly's still doing a little bit of searching, right?
Yeah, Arnpolly needs to find the Rainbow Drop Cave. DK has seen it, but I don't know where DK was when he found it. But that's the last thing that Arnpolly needs. Potentially Hawksness might be looking to see if he can find Hawksness and maybe get the Death Necklace, but definitely needs that Rainbow Drop Cave.
And here's DK's trading for the Staff of Rain. No more harp, no more music. Luckily, Arnpolly still has the flute to create some music for us.
Yeah, and DK does know where that drop cave is, so we'll have to see if DK decides just to book right back there and then try to get some XP and not even think about the Death Necklace.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice, because of course Arnpolly has already tried to check one of those overworld drops, or overworld items, to see if the Death Necklace was there, and got quote-unquote rewarded with a flute.
Yeah, and I don't think DK has seen Sharlock either, so he's going to need to scout that out. Is likely going to find Cantlin in that pursuit, and we'll have to see if he elects to check the coordinates or not. But we'll likely see DK continue exploration until he clocks the location of Sharlock.
Arnpolly's going back to start to go look at probably Swamp again after taking these keys. I wonder if this is a setup for a silver grind, or if we're just trying to go see a little bit more of that spike that had the green dragon.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Very close to a level. A green dragon will give you a level.
And maybe there's an extra continent on the south side of Swamp that I don't think we've seen where the drop is.
DK saw the Rainbow Drop Cave.
Oh, right, you're right. DK saw it. Yeah, I don't think Arnpolly has, and that may be why he's headed south in the Swamp Cave. But we have a wizard taking level 13, which is another 9 agility, 4 hit points, 1 magic, 1 MP, I mean. See, the agility's nice.
Yeah, the agility is good. You're still at 60, though, which is, it's still problematic. It's less problematic, but it's still problematic. The 0 strength, doesn't make not having the Death Necklace feel any better.
Absolutely. I think it's maybe winnable with some Fairy Waters, because you do have a lot of chances to get doubles.
Yeah, you're
that's
one
what
MP
Arnpolly was
away
doing.
from 13 heal more, so you're still at 12.
And it's not like casting Repel is doing very much.
And the big issue is still just that 60 agility. It's getting down there with your resources, and the sketchier your go level is, the tougher it's going to be to make it down there with the perfect amount to make it viable.
Oh, so Arnpolly had seen this other side of Swamp Cave, and I think just now realized that's where Charlock is, so the exploration for the Drop Cave is elsewhere.
So DK going to get up to level 13 and get the no strength but 9 agility news.
We'll see if that prompts DK to go looking for the Death Necklace, but I have the feeling that's not what the plan is for DK here.
I don't think that DK has seen Sharlock yet. I think that is definitely has to see Sharlock for sure, and then might go trade in and grind, or maybe make a choice. I'm not sure, but here's the cave.
Yep, here it is in the middle of that swamp, kind of to the east. If DK jumps into Swamp Cave here, which there's certainly a possibility that that's what he's doing based on walking right into Tantagel.
Yeah, might go and grind on the spike and just see what it looks like, because he's got the rainbow drop. I don't know if he saw Sharlock or not, but other than that, just needs to make sure he can win, and then is ready to go win.
Yes, with Charlock being 5 steps north of the southern exit of the Swamp Cave, it's not going to be hard for DK to find.
So Arnpoli eventually will find that rainbow drop trade, but as of right now, things are looking better and better for DK, based on having the rainbow drop already and getting to this green dragon right here.
Yeah, and all of this wandering is not what Arnpoli wants to be doing.
He just found it, so he's got it too. So we're just going to have to see what their choices are, if they're just going to grind it out, because right now DK's on that spike and about to equalize and take the lead in terms of XP, depending on what Arnpoli's choice is going to be.
Yep, very fortunately only 9 more greens away from level 14. We'll see if level 14 has that strength or agility to give us that go mode.
And with the Silver Shield, DK at 80 defense, I guess only repelling Wizard, but if they get a decent agility boost, could be in a much better position on a Dragon Lord fight as well.
Yeah, even 6 more makes the dive incredibly much more tolerable.
So we're looking to get to, I think it's like 56-25 for the next level. 14, and they're looking for agility. 1 more MP would feel great, 9 would feel great, and strength would be also what they're looking for.
There are a lot of things that can make this level 14 be go, and if DK immediately heads out of that southern exit of the Swamp Cave, oh wow, he is off to the races.
Yeah, with Cantlin being right next to Sharlock, it would be very fortuitous if DK headed straight out, found Sharlock, found Cantlin healed, and then went in to try to win, if that were the case.
Yep, saves a little bit of time. I mean, Swamp Cave's in the back of Tantagel, but it's, yeah, it's very interesting here how DK has right-ordered a lot of stuff.
Yep, and DK does pass Arnpoli on the XP here, so Arnpoli's going to need to do some, maybe find Hawksness and get the Death Necklace, and then just immediately go to Sharlock, if that's the case, because there's a very high possibility, or maybe need to 14 not to be the level, and then find Hawksness and get the Death Necklace before DK gets the level to go.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the scenarios, and I think another of the scenarios that can matter is if the block diet.
And there's no guarantee that Hawksness has the Death Necklace. It could just be sitting in a chest in the bottom of the grave or in Sharlock. But here's going to be level 14. It's got 1 strength, 3 agility, 2 HP, 20 MP. That's probably going to be enough for DK to just head on out and go.
Sorry, I disconnected for a moment. 20 more MP is incredible.
And DK immediately sees Sharlock, is very likely to immediately see Cantlin. Maybe already saw it. I'm not sure, but finds it. And we're going to be off here with... We've got 15 heal mores. 15 heal mores, 161 HP. We're going to get doubles, 124 attack power.
Yeah, the jet has continued to fly. Cantland being right next to Charlock is a huge boon, like you were saying.
I think that you're taking 50 on a max physical at 81, but I'm not 100%. Might be 49.
So it's like DL2 breath.
But with 161, you're very likely to be getting doubles in this one. You could easily heal on a 50, and it would not be the wrong choice. It might be even just the choice. So yeah.
Yeah, I think you're correct. Good. It is just the choice. As soon as you're below like 60, boom, heal more. And at 3911, we have our first rainbow drop usage to build a bridge to Charlock.
Yeah, we're going to have to take a look at the complexion of things here, because a bunch of hard to run from enemies is really going to be the thing here at 63 agility that could throw this off. If you have to use a bunch of heal mores here, it could still be very problematic.
And we haven't really seen what golems do, but DK is fortunate to run from the first two.
Arnpoli is also level 14 here and is heading in, so is going to be only shortly behind. So it's really just going to be a Charlock dive variance and are you successful in the fight thing here. Arnpoli is hot on the heels.
Yeah, but 10 DP lower is a little scary.
That is true. We'll be taking heavier hits, but all things considered, still in a pretty good chance.
Yeah, looks like about a minute and a half difference, maybe 2 minutes between the dives. Star Wyvern's also just hacking a lot. Doesn't seem like they're doing much. We've got a lot of enemies that just want to punch you.
Well, here in Zone 1, we've seen our first Armored Knight. It's an ambush. Getting the Mercy Rule treatment, and this is the kind of stuff that you're really hoping to avoid, because you only have so many herbs, and if all the enemies are, red things, and you get a bunch of encounters back to back, it can really eat into your resources.
Yeah, there's only so much heal walking you can do, and it certainly doesn't cover getting Mercy Ruled and hacked to bits by an Armored Knight.
Yeah, getting Mercy Ruled is great until you have low agility like they do, and then the next enemy also Mercy Rules you. As we see
and
a
ambushes
dragon.
You. Double ambush as well.
So yeah, this is where that 63 agility gets a little bit dicey.
And so Arnpoli is 2 minutes and 15 seconds behind on this dive, entering Charlock at 41:30.
DK decides just to use a heal more there. Can't blame him for sure.
Here's our friend Green Dragon with Weak Breath.
Yeah, getting Mercy Ruled by a Green Dragon here, even though it Weak Breath and it wasn't as bad as it could have been, still has to feel pretty not great.
Arnpoli getting the first try run against a Golem. Golem is still the only thing that could possibly be scary. It's a big hit, though.
Yeah, Golems generally, with their agility, not the hardest things to run from, but that doesn't stop them from also run blocking you and ambushing you at very inopportune times.
Yeah, and they're just the only thing left that can have something scary. But both runners are able to get away from the Golems that they've seen. DK still with a fairly solid lead on these dives, despite being Mercy Ruled 3 times.
And we're going to be basking in the light of the Ball of Light. It is illuminating this bottom floor, and we are here to take it back from the Dragon Lord. At least that's what DK's plan is. We'll have to see if he's going to be successful.
I think you're late to the party, because DK looted 6 Balls of Light earlier from the treasury, so he's got that covered.
Yeah, those weren't the name brand Ball of Light, though. It's worth way less on eBay.
Oh, those weren't the real thing. They were just an urban legend?
Got a red dragon on the spike here, So with that HP that they have, not the worst, but sometimes, this can be unexpected and eat into your resources.
Yeah, it looks like DK may have it covered. It's just hacking every single time, as we've seen from previous Red Dragons. So it gets past the spike with 61 of the 161 HP intact.
Uses his extra 3 MP very efficiently to get some extra healing, and is going to ideally say no to the Dragon Lord here.
Mash that B. DL1 not cooperating that much.
No more herbs to play the herb game. Gets it done. Still has 120 HP. Could get an opening triple. We'll see. No. Gonna get an opening single, starting with 12. We're up to 22. Gets a double. Gonna use a fairy water. Gonna put us up to 35. We're up to 47.
Getting some very weak attacks from this Dragon Lord.
$59. 48, you just heal here, for sure.
Yeah, there's no reason for risk at all with 161 max.
We've got 69 and another double. 84.
Very nice double.
We've got Arn Poli on the fight as well, and DK's up to 94.
I'll keep track of Arn Poli, but I'll let you count.
Got a really bad heal more there for DK, but it wasn't going to stop him. 104. It's 113 for DK. Has lots of MP. This is looking very, very strong for DK. 119. $127, 125. No, 127. $133.
Meanwhile, Arn Poli up to 81.
139. $149. It's $160 for DK. He's going to get it home. Arn Poli caught up, like you said, a fair amount on that fight, but DK will finish first and is very likely to make it to the king and also get to the credits first.
Yeah, Arn Poli was about a third of a Dragon Lord behind. He was over 100 by the time DK has finished the Dragon Lord. But we do have DK 9146 winning the game, winning the match, moving on to the quarterfinals in the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Summer 2025 Standard Tournament with a time of 47:18.
Yeah, just a fantastically fast seed. One that I can't imagine anyone can feel comfortable racing when you know how quick this is. And Arn Poli finishing the fight. Get your GGs out for both racers. What a close race. DK gonna take the series 2-0, but Arn Poli playing very well. Just one of those seeds where it's hard to, you just have to do everything the right way.
Yeah, it was an exceptional match. Both players had played both seeds really well, and it came down to little things, just little bits of exploration that Arn Poli had trouble with in both of these races. 45-second difference does it. but it is GG for both. And moving on to the quarters for DK. Not an unfamiliar place for that runner.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we can get either of the racers here into the commentary booth. Always need a little bit of time to collect yourself after one of these races, but see if we can get any of their insights on how they felt and, how the seed was for them.
It was certainly a fun watch. They got a lot early on. We had a double Erdrick at like 15 minutes.
A little bit, with the 8 strength, they needed to get up to level 2, but then welcome in DK, GG, congrats on moving on. How are you feeling, initial top of the head thoughts about the seed?
Once I remembered I had sleep, that was fun, especially on a jet seed like that. I spent a minute on a Draki at the beginning of the seed, but other than that, I thank the Axe Knight for killing me and sending me out and to the direction where I needed to go from everything.
Yeah, you had some very good death orbs.
Yeah, there was a lot of empty area on this map, and I saw almost all of it. Obviously, I never saw Hawksness. I just luck boxed in the Cantlin at the end. Or to be honest, if I didn't go north there and I go south, with how close this is, I lose.
Yeah, for sure. And Arnpoli elected to give up the key at the beginning and get the armor right away, and got out to about like 1,000 XP lead and had that for a while. But with the requirements being so low, it ended up not. It just was one of those seeds where it wasn't as impactful as it could have been. As we welcome in Arnpoli, GG, very close race. How are you feeling?
Mixed. Sad because I'm out. Feel good because I think I ran a pretty decent race. I think this is a PB for me, the 48-minute time. So nothing to be sad at about that. So yeah, that was a thrilling one, wasn't it?
I think both of us that were watching agree that both of us doing commentary agree that it was well played here. I mean, this was a good race by you, and condolences on the loss in the round of 16. You had a very stalwart opponent in front of you, so definitely a challenging thing to do. How are you feeling about the tournament?
I had a great time. I played really well. My only 2 losses were here to DK. A lot of close ones, a lot of close races. Both of my first round races were very, very close. It's closer than this one, I think. I had a couple in the group phases that were, I think I had like an 18-second win and a 13-second win. So there's very, very good competition this time. I feel I was 7-2. I'm very fortunate to have done that well against this group, because everyone who plays this in these tournaments are really good. So, nothing to hang my head on. Nothing to be too sad about. But, yep.
Yeah, what were your thoughts on giving up the key at the beginning? It worked out great. You ended up getting out to a decent XP lead, and then Rim wasn't too far away. But were you just going to do it no matter what? Or I guess what's your thought process about kind of having a key early and giving it up?
If it's armor or sword, I think is just kind of the standard play, I think, in my mind. If I have one or the other, like, it's usually good enough to go. Because the armor and sword both, they just save so much time on the other stuff. It's like, unless keys are really, really hard to come by away from that opening one, it seems like it's almost always worth it just to have that extra advantage and to get off to a quicker start. So it wasn't a consideration for me at all to keep the key and check the back or none of that. It was like, okay, I got armor, okay, let's go. So that was a pretty easy decision, and that, at least in this one, I'm not sure that that's always the right decision, depending on the seed. I think in this one, it ended up definitely being the right choice.
It definitely worked out well for you with that Rimeldar coming so quickly.
Yeah, I'll say from my perspective, because I did the exact opposite. I mean, we had a gold chest. We only needed 85. The second level gave a plus 12, so it it got me there fairly quick. Again, if I wasn't an idiot and remembered I had sleep, that level comes a little quicker, and then things go fast. I think I mean, to be quite honest, I think I had all that stuff under 5 minutes in easily.
I didn't find keys for quite a while afterward. They weren't really. I didn't really need them. I don't think. I mean, it could have cost me a little bit of time, I guess, not having them. It's kind of hard to say.
I mean, honestly, yeah, they didn't do anything. I mean, for me, I once I got all the keys, I went to go through Swamp, got blown up by an Axe Knight right away, so I never went through Swamp, and then I went straight east into Freebie Cave and Rim right there, so it doesn't matter on that routing. You go right into the keys before you get the Garenham anyway. So yeah, I would say in this case, giving up the key really didn't matter either way.
Yeah, my first move on the map was like straight north, so I found the turn-in cave and then a whole lot of nothing up there. I think once we had like a 20 strength level or whatever, pretty high one around like 5 or 6. I was like, okay, let's go see what we can find. And then I found a whole lot of nothing to start. I didn't find that cluster, to the east until, I don't know, 5-10 minutes after my northward excursion. That was my only death, was up at the top of the map just to warp back down because I'd ran out of magic.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, I ate it to that Axe Knight. I don't remember what else I died. I think I died once on purpose too, but yeah, it was all very early. No, I saw a whole lot of nothing, including that nothing you just mentioned. I went east first, found all that, went over, found Breckenary and Cole, then went north from there, found the Jerk, and then that whole northern expanse above there that was completely devoid before I went north and found Staff. And then all the north emptiness there, and then realized I almost surely had to go through Swamp to see the rest.
Yeah, DK, one of those deaths was to a pretty quick gold grind into that silver shield. How did you feel about having that early gold?
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, the gold grind, especially with how low our agility ended up being, was kind of nice, especially since, nothing in Sherlock let me run. I'm usually a big proponent of 63 agility, to be quite honest, but I think I got Mercy ruled 5 or 6 times in there, and some of it was to some pedantic stuff like a Star Wyvern and stuff.
Yeah, things were kind of grim in terms of the run blocks there. A question that I wanted to ask both of you: at 13, you were pretty darn close to go. I mean, if you had the Death Necklace, it would have been go, but neither had. You got that 20 MP, obviously, at 14, but like, what would have been enough? Like, what were you looking for at minimum to go at level 14 had it not been for that 20 MP?
I'll say for me, one more strength which is what we got, because I mean that changes you 5 to 11 to 6 to 12, just to gamble, because you don't know, and what's low agility, if you get the red things in there, you're gonna have some issues. I mean, I used to heal more kind of early on after a red dragon encounter. I thought that made the most sense there, but being able to get 7 fairy water since I didn't have any of the extra crap was kind of nice to back it up. So I really did give consideration to 13, but it was so fast to get 14 on that green dragon real fast that I just went and did it.
For my end, I had not found the Jerk Cave when I was at 13. I was kind of midway between 13 and 14. And when I found the Jerk, I decided to go ahead and look around, because I hadn't been in that area yet, looking for Hawk's Nest to see if the Death Necklace was there. That was my thinking. And we'll just fight on the way and see what I can find. And I ended up dead-ending somewhere and just decided that, I needed to... This was definitely like a go-fast seed, and I felt like I was really wasting time if I didn't find it right away. So then I doubled back and picked up 14, because I was already 300 or 400 points away. I figured let's go ahead and pick 14 up at the grind spot in Swamp. And if I would have found the Death Necklace, I would have definitely went at 13. That's what I was looking for. But yeah, the MP was pretty big. That made 14 feel pretty comfortable. And as it would turn out, I had 7 or 8 heal mores left in the tank. I had just a ton. So I think 13 straight up would have probably been okay, even if at the time it felt not safe to do that.
Man, that's a lot different fight than I had. I had 2 Heal Mores left. Although my Fairy Waters kind of sucked, so that might be part of it.
Yeah, I had an opening triple and a couple doubles, 2 or 3 doubles in there. I was rolling 10s and 11s, swinging. I kicked the Fairy Water in right around the time. It was right before you finished, I think, was when I finally decided to kick the Fairy Waters in. I had, a ton left in the tank. I didn't lose any humors on the way down. I only ran into, I think, 1 red on the walk down, and then the red on the spike I critted. So beat him in 1 hit.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, I always love how different Sharlocks can be and such. Yeah, I only saw 1 red dragon, and I saw 2 red dragons because I ran from the one first time. The other one Mercy rolled me, and I heal more after that, and then I think a couple armor knights. But it was the green dragons and the star wyverns that were my enemy.
Yeah, I was getting away from them fine. I felt like I had a pretty brisk Sharlock, all things considered. Wasn't quite enough, but it definitely helped make it a lot closer.
Arnpolly did have one piece of that extra crap that DK mentioned with finding the fluid on the coordinates. I wonder if that had been Death Necklace, if that would have been different. That was a very quick count, by the way, Arnpolly.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I figured I knew that with 2 belts, that I knew that something had to be, either on Hawksness or out in the field. And so when I was going coordinates, I was definitely thinking Death Necklace. That would have definitely changed it for me, but was not meant to be.
Well, GG's again, Arnpolly, man. I hate these kind of races with a passion. It was interesting, but and thanks to the crew putting this on. I appreciate it. It's a fun time. I guess I'll figure out who I race next because I haven't paid attention to anything.
Yeah, and I'm not going to spoil it either, but DK, you looking forward to some quarterfinals?
Yeah, that's what I was just pulling up. Who's the fun person? Oh, okay, that'll be a good one. I'm excited. Yeah, there we go. We get the man of many names. That'll be an exciting time because he's been pretty damn good. I mean, he's always good, but he's been really good as of late. So I'm excited to die in the round of 8.
I look forward to covering that one, and I have very much enjoyed watching both of these races. You've both played really well. So I think that probably does it for our seed, unless you have any extra comments for us, Arnpolly or DK. Again, GG's, you did really well.
Yeah, I'll just say in closing, thank you all for running the restream, for the commentary, for the tracking. Very much appreciated. Again, thank you to everyone who runs this, because this is run very well for as many people as we have doing it. And, to be out here, every day, basically running these streams and having a nice rotation of volunteers is really a big thing to have. It really, makes it more fun for me as a participant to be able to do these things. As far as this round, I think these 2 races combined were faster than some seeds I've had. So it was just kind of a fun, very brisk. I'm not used to fast ones like this. And I don't think I play the jet seeds very well in general. I think I played these 2 that we had pretty well. So I can't be too upset. But DK, best of luck. Please run the table for me. You have to win now. If you beat me, you have to win. That's the rule. So
I'm good with that. We'll see what happens.
I would love to see that. So good luck to you, and thanks again, everyone. Appreciate it very much.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. This has been our presentation of the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Summer Tournament 2025 round of 16. DK moving on with a 2-0 victory over Arnpolly. I'm Shift 4. I've had the pleasure of being joined by Hoodie Two Shoes here on commentary. We had RG365 clicking the buttons for us and making sure that everyone was up to date on the tracker. And our restreamer tonight was Cami on Renokai. Very much appreciate the Dragon Warrior Randomizer community for having a look at the stream tonight. GG's, have a safe night, have a happy night, and thank you again. Looks like we do have a bit of a raid brewing up as well. Camion sending us to the terrific Tracy, who is apparently running some Dragon Quest II. Yes, SFC version.